Hello. How's everybody doing? All right. So I made it. I normally do these lives a lot earlier in the day, but we've had such huge snowstorms here that driving everywhere took about twice as long as it normally does. So I still made it though. So we're going to be talking about endometriosis and the 3 steps to focus on when you're trying to support your fertility despite endometriosis. Now, I know I'm talking about endometriosis, but a lot of the things that I'll be covering are going to be very helpful for a lot of other fertility issues, and you'll see why when I start talking about the topics. So first of all, before we get started, I think I'm going to do a little bit of this oil, and then we'll go ahead and get going. I will be staying on after to answer questions, so if you have any questions, self-care, if you have any questions, put them in the comment box. Okay. All right, let's get going. A little afternoon pick-me-up. All right, if you have some water, let's drink some water together. Okay, all right, let's jump into it. So 3 steps to support fertility with endometriosis. So there's 3 main areas. If you're experiencing endometriosis, there's 3 main areas to focus on. And the first is going to be to help to reduce inflammation. When something is growing in the body and it's making organs stick together, it's making fallopian tubes twist, just something growing somewhere it shouldn't, obviously, you know, it's extremely painful. But it also causes a lot of inflammation in the body. So pain and inflammation can be tied together often. And these are ways that we have found with our clients that have helped a lot with it. So the first is to reduce sugar. And what that means is basically cutting out any additional sugar. So I'm not talking about fruits. I'm talking about sodas and candy bars and ice cream and those things that have added sugar in them. I know that quitting sugar may not be like the funnest thing that you heard about today, but sugar is really addicting. So I know it's hard, but it also can be increase inflammation a lot. 2 alternatives for you to help get you started is some type of stevia drop. I've been using this. Yes, it does taste like toffee. It has natural flavors in it. But stevia's come a long way. So don't just be like, oh, stevia is disgusting. It's come a long way. It doesn't have that bitter aftertaste anymore. And then there's also a product called monk fruit that I love, that my entire family uses. It tastes just like regular sugar. So those are 2 ways that you can help to reduce sugar. After the first 2 weeks, you'll stop craving it after you've cut it out. So just know that. The next thing to try to reduce inflammation is to cut out gluten. I'm not saying that everyone who is trying to support their fertility needs to cut out gluten. Only if you're experiencing inflammation within the body. Try this. You'll notice right away if it's something that's working for you or not. If it doesn't make a difference, like if you don't feel any different, then throw it out. Something to try. The next is red meat. Now, again, I'm not saying red meat is bad. What I'm saying is that there have been studies that have shown that women who have endometriosis, there's a red meat connection with the pain, the inflammation of it. Clients of ours, once they've cut out the red meat, right away, they notice that the pain from the endometriosis lessened. Again, it's something you can just try, and you will see pretty soon, within a couple of days, if that's worked for you or not. So those are the things to kind of cut out for reducing inflammation. Here are the things to bring in and to help the body to deal with inflammation. Now, before I go on to these things, everyone can benefit from reducing inflammation in the body. All right, whole other topic we can talk about. So antioxidants, flooding the body with antioxidants is going to be very protective of the cells. It's going to help the body to deal with inflammation. Antioxidants are going to come from fruits and vegetables that have a wide variety of colors. It's going to come from berries, and berries are very high in antioxidants, basically. There's a lot of different types. So some of them even come from meat. Some of them are coming from, vitamin E's coming from like the grain when you have whole grains. So they come from all kinds of different places from whole foods. You can also use antioxidant supplements. I personally love our choice antioxidants. I personally love goji berry juice. Those are the 2 things that I'm doing for antioxidants. Everybody should be using some sort of antioxidant. And again, if I'm covering some type of information, you're like, oh, wait, you are talking way too fast, or I need more information on that. Just send me a message and I will get you an article, a link, or a video. We have all of this information on our website. The next is to make sure that you're having essential fatty acids every day. These you can get from food or you can get from supplementation. Cod liver oil is a fantastic source. Omega-3s, fish, flaxseed, ground flax has omega-3. That's going to have hormonal balancing benefits as well as anti-inflammatory benefits. And then the last is systemic enzyme therapy. This is a therapy that's different. It's enzymes that are different than digestive enzymes, but they come into the body and they help to reduce inflammation. They help to break up scar tissue. They help dissolve proteins that shouldn't be there. So it's a very helpful. It's very helpful and very mild, like no side effects type of supplement. Okay, so the next step is to reduce estrogen. So there's a couple aspects to this. With reducing estrogen, it's protecting the body as well as adding things to help the body. Okay, so we're going to first talk about what to remove and protect. So first is to remove chemicals from your home. I know, huge topic. And you're like, okay, how do you do that? So a lot of our cleaners, a lot of the fragrance found in things in our home, our skincare, our hair care, all of those things, starting to work towards a ditch and switch. What that means is starting to move away from those and making choices that are going to be safer for our hormones. And because a lot of these chemicals, such as the pesticides, herbicides that are sprayed on food, the different chemicals that are found in household cleaners, yada, yada, they mimic estrogen in the body. And so they're called xenoestrogens. They have a very strong stimulating effect on the receptor sites in the body. So we have an estrogen receptor site and our estrogen will go and stimulate it and we'll have an estrogen reaction. When a xenohormone goes in and does that, it's much stronger. So when you have these chemicals every day, day in, day out, stimulating this, you're going to have an excess estrogen reaction to it. And endometriosis is one way that that shows up. I'm not saying that's what causes endo, but I know it's not helping. So that's one way to reduce estrogen. The other is to begin eating organic, and I know not everyone can do that. So start washing your produce. You should wash your produce whether it's organic or not. The chemicals such as the glyphosates, the herbicides and the pesticides, which are all estrogenic, are sprayed on there with some type of wax or oily type of spray to help it stay onto the plant so that the bugs and things don't eat it. You need a produce wash that can clean off that wax. And that's going to take you steps ahead than if you didn't. So again, doing ditch and switch, starting to move towards all of that. I'm working on a guide that has to do with this whole aspect of like the non-toxic home and getting things out of your home that mimic hormones. It should be done by the end of the week. Just message me if you're interested. If not, just keep a lookout. I'll be talking about it again. Okay, so now what we can do, so we're protecting by making a lot of those changes. Now we're going to help the body where we are. So fertility cleansing once or twice a year, and then making sure you're eating plenty of fiber. Fiber is the body's natural, one of the tools it uses to help get rid of excess estrogen, just like a broom. All right, the last step to support your fertility, even if you have endometriosis, is to support hormonal balance. We've talked a lot about reducing estrogen. Now we're going to go into how you actively support hormonal balance. Again, you need to protect and to stop letting excess estrogen in, and then these things will be helpful. I'm going to only list a couple. There are actually a lot of options. So if you're trying something and it doesn't work, know that there is an option B and an option C and an option D, okay? Don't just be like, oh, none of that works. I tried this one thing, it didn't work. I stopped eating meat for a week, didn't work. So just try the next thing, because we've worked with a lot of people with endometriosis, and every person is different, but we've always found something that's been helpful in one way or another. So if you want any more information about these things, send me a message. Again, so the first, progesterone cream. Now this tends to not be like my first go-to. I tend to like to do a lot of things with supporting the whole endocrine system rather than just going straight to progesterone cream. But this has been super helpful for people when it's used to help kind of balance out the cycle. Because if you're estrogen dominant the whole month, you're not going to be ovulating. You're just going to be this constant cycle of stimulation and everything with the endo. So progesterone cream can help to bring some relief. There's a supplement called DIM, and this is made from cruciferous vegetables. And what it does is it helps to metabolize the excess estrogens and get them out of the body. Just a side note, when you start using DIM, it does make your urine smell funny. So don't be emailing us about that. we get so many emails about funny smelling tea with them. So a little insight into my work day. So DIM, and then there are herbs that are fantastic for helping with estrogen metabolism and reducing the occasional pain women experience with endometriosis. So when we work with someone and they come to us and we're helping them, one of the first things we actually look at is we look at the inflammation and we look at helping to reduce the pain, because that is like kind of instant relief. Whereas some of these other things are going to take time. So we want you to be comfortable as soon as possible while we're working on these other things that will take a little bit longer. So there are different herbs that can help with that. Send me a message or DM or a messenger or whatever. And I can get you information on specifics of that, but know that there are a lot of different options. So just a quick recap, and then I'll go ahead and answer questions if you guys have any. Focusing on reducing inflammation, that can be done by reducing sugars in the diet, testing, cutting out of gluten, testing, cutting out of red meat, and then flooding the body with antioxidants, whole foods, fruits and veggies, essential fatty acids, and possibly considering systemic enzyme therapy. The next is to reduce estrogen, removing the chemicals from your home, replacing those with healthy, supportive alternatives called the ditch and switch, and then eating organic and or washing the sprays off of your produce, and then supporting the body with a fertility cleanse once or twice a year, and making sure you're eating plenty of fiber. I need a shirt that says fiber. If anyone wants to buy me a gift for Christmas, I need a shirt that says fiber. Okay, and then the last one is hormonal balance through the use of herbs and supplements. Okay, so if any of that was too quick, just reach out. We'll help you. All right, so let's see what you guys said here in the comments. If you have any questions, I'll stay on here for a minute. Hello, how's it going? I'm on CoQ10, 900 milligrams a day, but do I carry on taking it once you're pregnant? So the thing with CoQ10 is you have to ask your doctor, or your midwife, whether or not you can take that when you're pregnant. It's something that's naturally found in foods, but in supplement form, it is much higher. Generally for our clientele, because we're working through the internet, we generally just have them, talk to their doctor and then know, of course, you can do essential fatty acid, and then you can also do a multivitamin. But it's just every person's so individual, especially once you're pregnant, you just need to talk to your doctor about it. Coconut sugar is so good. Coconut sugar is good. I'm still pretty sensitive to it because I have hypoglycemia, so I'm extremely sensitive to sugars, but it tastes good. Monk fruit's good. Good. I need goji juice, please. Okay, send me a message, or I'll see if I can direct message you in Facebook, and I'll get you info. Salt water cleans vegetables and fruit beautifully. I haven't tried salt water. The spray that I'm using, you could see, like say with apples, you can see the wax coming off. You want to make sure that wax is coming off. Giovanna's pregnant with twins. Congratulations. That's awesome. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that it is not negative 11 degrees where you are located, because that's what it is here. All right. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.